What's up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about long distance relationships. So my boo thing actually is in Guatemala right now, and I'm doing everything I can to get him back into the United States. And I just wanted to come on here and like talk about my experiences in case someone else is going through any of this. So my boyfriend was deported in October, and he was on a work visa, and before I met him, he got a DUI, and he went to court, and he did all his classes, and he paid for all of his classes and stuff. He just didn't pay for the DUI itself, which I think is really stupid. It's kind of like, dude, like if I knew that this was happening, I would have been like, yo, we gotta do this, like, let's go. But I didn't know, so he didn't tell me until like after the year was up that he had to pay for it, because they gave him like a whole year to pay for it, and he didn't tell me this until after. And I was just like, dude, like, you, like, really? So we could have just like avoided all of this if you would have just paid $2,500. Like, really? Like, get out, won't tell you. Anyways, but so they picked him up and he got deported, and I cried so much. You guys, I cried so much. Okay, like, this is when we were in Bloomington, and oh my god, I cried. Like, I can't even tell you guys. There were nights that I literally cried myself to sleep. Okay, like, I cried myself to, like, I would just lay in bed and just cry. They were like, when he first got arrested, I didn't eat anything, I didn't drink anything for 3 days. I just cried, and I went and I visited him in the jail, and I just cried when I got home. And it was so sad because at this point we had his brother come over, and it was his brother's like second day or third day with us, and then his brother gets deported, and it's just kind of like, this is so sad, So So it's been since October, and today is July 25th, I believe. So next October is going to be a year, you guys. A year. It's so long. But anyways, so it's really, really difficult, because it's kind of like the only way you guys can talk is, messages or calls. You can't really see them unless you do, like, video chat, or you go and you visit them, depending on where they are. And it's kind of like really expensive to do that. Like with me, my boyfriend lives in Guatemala, so I would have to save up money to visit him. So like the plane ticket to Guatemala and back is $385, and then obviously I have to save up money for spending money, and then like in Guatemala they don't have like what we have here in America. They don't have internet, so you have to buy like individual little card things with the number on it, and then you put in the number in your phone, and that's how you get internet. So if you don't have money for internet, then there's no way of getting on Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram, or they have to pay for minutes as well. So it's like here in America, it's like, you get a phone plan, and you get data, and you get phone, and you get minutes and everything like included. But in Guatemala, they don't have that. So he literally has to pay for like everything down there. Cell phones are so expensive. One cell phone that's like a really, really, really old cell phone in America that would cost like $100, you know, in Guatemala, that cell phone would be like 700 in their money. I think it's like Cansales, something like that. But so, and then it's kind of like there's no health insurance in Guatemala. So he got injured, right? He got burnt under his eye and he had to go to the hospital. And then he broke a couple fingers from working, and he had to go to the hospital for that. And then he also fractured his shin. He had to go to the hospital. And that's like freaking expensive, you know, and there's no jobs in Guatemala. Okay, like, so like a job in Guatemala would be like selling fruit or selling jewelry, or, you know, there's not like really big jobs in Guatemala, and it's all like 50 quetzales a day, you know, working from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and you only get $50. So it's kind of like, whoa, you know. So sometimes I send him money when he needs it, and, you know, sometimes like he'll tell me, he'll like, I have not eaten at all today. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because I don't have money, and because it's like his family isn't there. And it's so hard because it's kind of like, you know, I send him money, and like, I know a lot of you are gonna be like, why would you send him money? And say, because I love him, you know, and I want to take care of him. And when he was here, that's what he would do for me. You know, he would, you know, buy me things that I wanted, and he would take me places I wanted to go. And, you know, it was kind of like I'm like reversing it. You know, I'm taking care of him because there's no way of him to take care of himself there. So it's kind of like either I send him money and he can have a proper dinner, or he's just going to eat rice and not be able to eat again until the next morning. And I don't really want him to go to bed hungry. You know, that's just something I would never want my boyfriend to go through, you know. And it's just kind of like he would never want me to go to bed hungry. I don't want him to go to bed hungry. So, and the other thing that I have to go through, I don't know about anyone else, but I have to go through, a lot of people are telling me that I should date someone who lives here in America. And I'm just kind of like, that I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm not going to, you know, be like, oh, okay, well, bye, you got deported, I'm going to date someone who lives here in America. Okay, our 2.5 years of us being together just out the window. Bye. I would never do that. Like, ever. And it's like, kind of like, it's, to me, it just like I would never do that, like, ever, to Rick, like, ever. Like, that never pops up in my head to ever, like, cheat on him, or to ever, like, you know, think of breaking up with him. Never pops in my head, because that's something I would never do. You know, I don't want him to, like, go be in, you know, Guatemala, and then me be here, and then I'm just like, you know, oh, well, I'm fed up with this, okay, bye. That's like a shitty thing to do. You know, he needs me, and I will always be there for him, because I know he will always be there for me. You know, if the roles were reversed, I know that he would help me, you know. And that's something that I always, like, you know, think of. You know, when people are like, well, you should date this person, or you should date that person because they're here in America, or you should date him but continue dating Rick because Rick doesn't know. And it's kind of like, I would never do that. You know, like, that just, like, my personality, I could not do that. I could not do that. It just so, and like when people say that to me, it like hurts me to even think of that, because I would not want to, I would not want Rick to be over in Guatemala dating another girl while I'm over here and he's dating me. You know, that's kind of like, I would never want him to go through something like that, and I know he would never want me to go through something like that. So that's kind of like, I keep saying like a lot, and I'm sorry, okay? So that's something that I would never do. Like I would never cheat on Rick. I would never secretly go out with someone else. I would never think of ever breaking up with him just because he's not here in America. I would, because there is one day when he will be back in America, and we will be married and we will have kids, and it's kind of pisses me off and people tell me that I should, date someone else. And it's like, well, we made this entire life together, and I'm not just going to throw it away just because he's not here in America. We're going to fix this, we're going to work it out, and then when it all does work out, our relationship is going to be even stronger. So, and this is going to be a story that we can tell our kids, and we can, show them that true love does exist. And when you have a relationship and you trust each other and you support each other, and it all works out in the end. So that's just what I think about. That's when I'm, here by myself crying. I tell myself it's all going to work out. It's all going to be fixed. I'm almost there. Next month, I send my papers in to the embassy with the check and everything, and then hopefully it goes through, and then we just see from there. We're gonna have to wait. If it doesn't go through, I'm gonna have to move to Guatemala for 8 months. So if I don't show up in any videos for 8 months, that's the reason. But yes. But that was just what I wanted to say. If you are in a long distance relationship, please just tell me what you have to go through, because please, because I want to know, I want to know that there are people out there who are going through this as well. And I know there are people out there who are going through this, and I just want to tell you to keep fighting and don't listen to other people. And if, you love this person, then don't give up. That's all I'm saying. Don't give up, because there's always a way. And no matter what anyone says, just listen to you. And this is your relationship. And if you love this person, don't break up with them just because someone else is saying, well, you should date someone else. Just don't do that, okay? Because this is your relationship. They're not dating this person, you are. Okay, they're not, they don't know what's inside your heart, you do. So, and I had to talk to my mom's boyfriend Brandon for 3 times over this, and he tells me the same thing. He's like, just do you, just follow your heart. If you're happy in this relationship, then continue. If he is making you happy, if he is, supporting you, and if he is, and if you guys love each other, then why break up? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay strong, and it's all going to work out in the end, and that's all I can say. So for the next person who tells me that I should date someone because they live in America, I'm going to slap God of you, okay? Alright, well, that's it for this video. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.